Hello and welcome to my guide on how I team build for Pokemon Go Battle League. And today I'm going to showcase my style of team building, what I use for it. Of course I use PvPoke like a lot of other player, but I kind of use it in a different way. And I'm going to showcase what I'm doing and how I'm doing it. So I hope you're going to enjoy this video. I kind of have like some notes on the side, so what I want to talk about, and let's hop right into it. Like for a lot of people ask me kind of how to build teams. I got like some requests recently if I could make a video, and that's kind of what I want to do right now. There are basically two reasons for you to build a team. Either you really want to hard counter the meta and really want to gain some elo with that, or you kind of want to build a team around a specific Pokemon you just got and you kind of want to try that out. And yeah, basically both things are like exactly the same, but like once you kind of want to analyze the meta before and see what's currently common, and then the other thing you have basically one Pokemon given. For me today, I'm gonna use a Pokemon I just powered up, so it's basically that, but also it's really good against the current meta right now, and it's actually the rank 1 Pokemon right now on the rankings of PvPoke, so I guess a lot of people can already figure that out. But I think it's currently really good in the meta. You kind of always have to look if you build teams what's currently really common. Like FB6, for example, just released a video about a team which has Galarian Stunfisk in the lead and a lot of other people using that. So we kind of try to hard counter that to gain some wins against those people. And exactly, that's what you're gonna do. The first thing you kind of want to ask if you get like one Pokemon that you really want to build a team around is which position fits the most here. Like there are 3 positions you could put your Pokemon in. It's first like the lead, of course. We start with is it good like against a lot of other Pokemon? Is it good as a save swap? Save swaps kind of have no real hard counter most of the time. You kind of don't want that to happen. And you kind of want a Pokemon that's really good if it has some energy advantage against a lot of the meta. With a save swap, you kind of either want to get shield advantage or get switch advantage back so you can realign your Pokemon later on. And yeah, or is it good as a closer to finish off some matches? And yeah, basically today we're gonna try to build around a team around Medicham, of course, as some people might have guessed. I just built this rank 1 one. You see I'm Stardust poor now, but that sign is rank 1 in the rankings, as you can see here right now. And we're gonna use it as a lead today, because I think it's the best there. I don't know if it also shows as the best lead here. We have to see. Yeah, it does. 100% best lead here. It's not always the case that those are definitely the best leads. Like PvPoke does its best at giving you like some examples on like scores and what is the best and what not, but it's not always like perfectly fine, perfectly managed. But this is something that you can't really do. Like it's definitely a really good resource for you to gain some information about what is good and what not. But yeah, basically that's it. But if you're kind of lazy and you're like in a rush and you need a team, what a lot of people don't really know is that there is like basically something hidden by training, which is top performers, which you don't really usually see. If you go to top performers, you can see which are the best Pokemon you can use in one league. You see like here currently Cresselia has a good individual rating, even though it's a lower usage. It's really good right now in the current meta. Or Registeel, or Superior, or Chestnut, all of them have like some better usage right now. If you see like, I want to see like what's good in the current meta. And also you have some example teams right now here but down below that are doing a great job for other people. And yeah, you can get like easy teams here. And also, like some teams are Medicham, like Medicham Gegen Bastion or stuff like that. If you just have like one Pokemon you kind of want to use and don't have your own ideas how to build it, you can just get a team from here. I also sometimes do that, but it's rarely actually the case. But I just wanted to show you that. There are basically 2 ways to build a team right now. Most likely some more ways as well, but like there are 2 main ways, which is either an ABB line or an AB and a small b line. ABB is like one Pokemon that hard counters like a certain amount of Pokemon, like certain typing, and two Pokemon that really are good as a complement there. Like you might see Bastardon and Victory Bell as one core there, which you see a lot. And then like another Razor Leafer, you go for Victory Bell here, Shadow, and Bastardon, you're gonna see like they're really good together. Why is not that case? Bastardon is really good against flying types, really good against psychic types thanks to the steel typing, and Victory Bell is really good against like ground types, and you see just like it's basically perfect fitting here, and also like stuff against G-Fisk. I think even with the 2 shield or something like that. You don't really need shields for Bastion as well, which is really cool, so you can use your shields for the weaker Pokemon as well. So this is like a really common pairing which you'll see a lot thanks to Velour. It's just like really deadly pairing. I'm not really gonna use that, but this is like ABB lines, which you have like another Razor Leaf in the back, so they're basically the same Pokemon in the back, but like you kind of want to either gain switch advantage back there with using one more shield than your opponent, or you try to get a shield advantage and try to sweep with the other B in the back later on. And they're like the other type of teams which I rather like. These are A, B, and small b teams. Basically, you have again the same with Bastion and Victory Bell there in Shadow, but then instead of another Razor Leaf, you have something else that is like a good stage swap there, which helps the Bastion in some matchups and is like good at gaining back switch advantage. Stuff like that would be for Bastion lead team, or like Victory Bell lead team with Bastion in the back, something like Deoxys Defense or Vigoroth. So some really good save swap there. And yeah, that's basically like the common knowledge. Like a lot of people know that. That's like nothing really special. But yeah, if you really want to look for like Pokemon you kind of want to use, which might be good, you can just of course go to the rankings and see what is good right now. But like, please be aware, like stuff like Wobbuffet, even though it's under rank 13 XL, is not that good. It's just like benefit from the rankings or something. Like if you try it out in real life, like it's not as good. Same as Swallows, like it's way too high up. Because those Pokemon win a lot of matchups that are not like in the top meta, but at least like the top meta matchups, so it's actually not as good as the ranking says, but still good to see which Pokemon are currently like really good in the meta. So it's definitely highly recommend to look at this really quick. But now how to build a team. Okay, if you build a team, PvPoke actually is like something that I think got built for Sylph in the first place. So it's not even like perfectly made for Go Battle League, which you're gonna see later on. If you could put in basically my meta gem I kind of want to use right now. I have an XL rank 50 or rank 1, so I can maximize that. You're gonna see how good this is gonna be in the lead, of course. Only basically you lose against Deoxys Defense, Altaria, Cresselia, Jellicent, Mew, Skarmory, but what do you see of them in the lead? Like Deoxys Defense kinda got more common now in the lead, but is most of the time used as a save swap. Altaria is definitely a threat. Cresselia, you barely see that right now. Actually, like I saw them maybe 2 in the last 2 weeks or something, not a lot. Jellicent also, most of the time it's got used as a save swap right now, or something in the back. I barely see that in the lead. Mew is sometimes in the lead, but also used a lot as a save swap. But yeah, this can be in the lead. Also Skarmory. But then you see like here all the potential threats, of course, that would all beat the meta gem. Stuff like Sableye is nearly always used as a save swap. Some people use it in the lead right now as well. Drifblim kinda rare, Frostus kinda rare. Clefable, in general, Charmer are a huge problem. But if you go down here, here's like kind of a problem. If you look at the top 4 Pokemon that get suggested here to you to use next to your Male Gem lead, Umbreon, Dark type, Altaria, Dragon type, Manibus, Dark type, Sableye, Dark type. There's a problem with all of them, and the fighting type up here, they're all weak to Charm. So you can't always just take the first one that got shown to you here, because then you're gonna maybe even get a big hole here. So one problem with PvPoke is also that it does not really have always the perfect moveset. Like there are some Pokemon that can take like 2 movesets. For example, Alola and Ninetales can either run Powder Snow or Charm as a quick move. Both are really fine versions, and here it's based on Powder Snow, not on Charm. So, but still, you see a lot of people playing Charm Ninetales. So you kind of have to be aware of that. So if you would use one of the first 4 here in this situation when you have this as lead, then you could be kind of weak against Charm user. But if you use Medicham as a closer, for example, you could actually use one of them and then have a hard counter to Charm in the lead. So if you save swap into maybe Sableye, you can get out the Charm user and hard counter that with your lead again. So your Medicham is free to kill everything in the back when the Charm user is gone. But currently we have the problem that we have Fighting type in the lead, so we can't use any Dark type or Dragon type. Now the next thing that you're gonna see here is Licky. That kind of could remind you of a team that got me to Legend, which was Lickitung, which was also XL. Was actually not perfect, but we're just gonna put it in XL. And Bastardon, which was also XL. And I kind of want to show you why this team is like so good and got me to Legend. And also I got a lot of people tweet to me that this got them to Legend. But this team just is like really good in general because it complements each other so good. The only real weakness here is Azumarill, I think, but Azumarill is still beatable with, or even with Medicham and Lickitung. Yeah, but here you have basically Medicham in the lead, of course, Bastion the closer, like they worked so good together, and you have Lickitung as a safe swap. And Lickitung as a safe swap is really cool right now. Why? It's a normal type, so it baits out the fighting types because fighting types don't really want to see Medicham. And if you see what's currently like have fighting type moves, is Deoxys Defense, which it beats. And also Medicham, which is actually a really close matchup that Lickitung sometimes even wins XL. And this is like really cool as well. So you can basically, sometimes you can get switch advantage back against the Medicham there. Here he only wins because he baits, and it's like a really close matchup in the end. But if he does not bait and you shield correctly the Psychic, you actually win this matchup. So this is something you kind of have to keep in mind. But this is like one of the best teams I could definitely highly recommend. Like Bastion should actually also win against Jellicent. I think that's a bubble Jellicent, which is rarely used actually right now. So this is really good. And like in general, this is just like so fitting Mew. Hard counters Medicham, get hard countered by Lickitung, loses to Bastion. Like Skarmory gets countered by Lickitung, hard loses to Bastion. It's like a perfect team basically. This is like, of course you get hard countered sometimes and then lose, but this team is basically one of the best, if not the best, I think, currently in the meta. And FB6 actually also made a video, but used Empoleon instead of Bastion in the back of this lineup, so it's also kind of known now. But yeah, it's so really good. Like if you really want a really good team there, I can highly recommend this, of course, still. But let's try to build something else around Medicham now, because like we don't really want to use the same team again. Okay, now we have our Medicham here again as a lonely Pokemon. So what we kind of want to have now is something that we can have in the bag that also is good against Altaria, Cresselia, Jellicent, and a lot of other Pokemon. If this is like if this is not enough for you, you can also like lengthen the scorecard here and get even more results. Here we go. And now you see like a lot of other matchups as well where you could lose or win. Sableye is a big problem, Tropius is a big problem, Drifblim is a big problem, Frost is a big problem for the Medicham. Other than that, it wins like against nearly everything. So Tropius, Sableye, Skarmory, Mew, Cresselia, if you know them and you don't really get the perfect results down here, which don't really satisfy you, what you can always do is you can just go and build a new team. And this is something that I haven't seen anyone else do, but I think that's like a really good option to find like good Pokemon for your team to build, and just like put in here the Pokemon that would beat your lead hard and that you kind of want to hard counter. So Cresselia is a good Pokemon to start with. You kind of want Ninetales as well because of Charm, and then something maybe like Sableye. Sableye, we definitely also have to counter with our backline. Let's see what we're gonna get here as the result, because now we basically try to use this team here of 5 Pokemon, but in reality, what we actually kind of want to do here is just give us the rating here and see what beats in heart. And you see here already Galarian Stunfisk, really good against everything here. And you see at the RC, of course, Bastion, what I always say. You could also use Talonflame. Talonflame seems really solid. And you could also use Sunny Cast for Magnezone. Magnezone maybe not as much. Registeel looks really solid. Skarmory itself looks solid. And yeah, that's basically it. And we can use those Pokemon to build our team here. So to complement this thing here, we can just go and add our Stunfisk. There's also like a team that uses Stunfisk and Bastion in the back, which is like then an ABB line again, basically. And with Stunfisk as a Say Swap, which is also really solid with my HM lead. Definitely highly recommend that team. It's kind of lame. So we kind of want to have like a Say Swap now. This is like the perfect complement here. So you can gain back the win against Altaria, you can win against Cresselia. Deoxys defense is actually for both kind of an okay matchup. They don't lose hard to them. Stunfisk actually can win against it, especially if you kind of only get like charge moves on from Deoxys on the Stunfisk, because Stunfisk resists all the charge moves from Deoxys, so it's not even that bad. Jellicent still kind of a problem, but this is Bubble Jellicent, pretty sure, so it's not even that bad if it's like Hex. Yeah, it's Bubble Beam. Bubble Beam has like such a good rate just because it always kind of baits me and then ruins, which is not really happening in real life most of the time. So if it has Hex and Ice Beam, which is like better moveset, you actually win with G-Fisk here as well. So it's not as bad there. So we have our lead and our close already, so we only need a Say Swap that can handle a lot of stuff as well. So what we kind of want, something that gets out the counter for G-Fisk and that can actually also like handle stuff that Machamp is weak against. So we see here potential threats, still Deoxys, still Jellicent, still Mew, Mantine, and Gliscor. So we could here, and now we're gonna see like where one problem is, which is like a stealth problem in my opinion for PvPoke, is now it recommends the Pokemon that still are like trying to beat all the hard counter that beat like both of your mons here, even though like Gliscor is nowhere seen, Mantine is nowhere seen, like the top 3 you can still deal with them. So it tries to beat Gliscor and Mantine here, and they are like not really relevant for the meta, so you don't really have to keep an eye on them. So this is completely like irrelevant here. So if you add 2 Pokemon to your team, the 3rd Pokemon that PvPoke can suggest to you most of the time is kind of not really useful, sadly. But that's just how it is. And now we have to find a good Say Swap. How we're gonna do that is like we kind of want to see what we kind of don't want to face with our G-Fisk, and something that's good as a Say Swap as well. Now we here like in the tab for the Say Swaps in the ranking system, so you're gonna see what is kind of good as a Say Swap here. It says Mew, Surf and Wild Chance, Sableye XL is the best Say Swap right now, but this would actually be bad for our team because double weak to fairy types again, like Charm, which is not as good. Vigoroth is kind of okay, but we already have a fighter in the lead, which is kind of problematic. Politoed is a good Say Swap, Pelipper is a good Say Swap, Cresselia is a good Say Swap, Snorlax, of course, Zangoose. Diggersby actually as well for this thing, which is kind of interesting because you kind of get walled by Pelipper and stuff like that, which is not as nice. But other than that, we have Primeape, Snorlax, stuff like that. What we kind of want to see here is something that can actually help us against matchups like Pelipper. Okay, something that just caught my eye is actually Dugong as a Say Swap. Let's see how this might work out. Why Dugong? Dugong has the same weakness as G-Whiff to fighting, so we're gonna get this out. Dugong can give you a good advantage with Icy Wind. Dugong should beat Pelipper hard, so even if you like face stuff like that, we should be alright. Dugong is okay against Sableye. Dugong wins a lot of matchups if you invest 2 shields and you have already 2 bulky Pokemon in the deck. Good against Altaria. Of course, Deoxys defense is still a problem. Deoxys defense is still a problem for the whole team, but we could deal with that. Jellicent is still manageable, actually. Mew is still manageable. You don't see that as much anyway. Otherwise, like Skarmory, you have like 2 good counters. Sableye, we have 2 good counters. Tropius, we have 2 good counters. Drifblim, we have 2 good counters. Frostless is kind of problematic, but you barely see that. So let's try out this team right now. I think that might be actually really cool. Let's see if this team can work. Okay then, let's build the team. We have Medicham in the lead. We want G-Fisk in the back, Stunfisk. A lot of them right now. And we want... Oh, and Dugong as a say-so. This is like a creative team. I have no idea if this is gonna work, but we will see. Yeah, this is gonna be interesting if this is gonna work. Maybe I'll play 1 or 2 games and see if this is gonna work. I still think like the Lickitung team is better than this team, definitely. Like Lickitung, Bastion, but we just want to try out something different right now. I don't really want to copy the team where I know that it's already good. I kind of want to try to find a team without even knowing that before. So let's get right into that. On paper, this team definitely looks okay. Deoxys defense is a bigger problem, but we could actually deal with it still. Stunfisk lead, that's what we want to see. That's why I basically built the team. Pelipper Swift Swap, no, that's Politoed. Politoed is also kind of difficult. But I actually can get a Psychic off here. I think I'm going to go into my Jellicent now. I kind of want to... not Jellicent. Dugong? Yeah. Kind of want to get... oh, I get the defense drop here. Let's go. I get an extra Ice Shard in. If this is going to be an Earthquake, it kind of hurts. But we have to see if he runs that. He runs Weather Ball and Blizzard, I guess. Which is really good for us. We can just let this go. That's actually Weather Ball again. And not Earthquake. We are fine. Yep. That's really, really good for us. I kind of want to throw the Icy Wind there before. Okay, nice. Now you get this thing off, and I actually should be able to farm down maybe off this Icy Wind, we will see. There's nothing really that threatens me hard, so... His attack dropped and defense dropped. Okay, I can't farm down. Still have to throw against them, but we have shield advantage now and switch advantage. And we most likely even get some extra damage on my opponent afterwards. Oh, he goes into the G-Fisk already. That's interesting play. I mean, I see that play, but I can just debuff him right now, go into my Medicham and actually try to farm him down maybe. We get the attack drop, of course, so guaranteed. Let's see how XL Medicham can deal with this Earthquake. Debuffed. Should be kinda good. Earthquake does half still. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Goodbye. He goes into... I think there was Skarmory, so this was not the best play to throw that, but still gonna hurt a bit. We get to another Ice Punch here. Kind of want to save the Medicham here still. Counter damage still might be decent against the Politoed, but I won't be able to save that, yeah. And I don't get the Ice Punch, barely, sadly. But I can just take the damage here on this thing. Okay, he switches out perfectly. That was a nice play on my opponent's part. I have to shield now, but I think we're still fine. Politoed, I can go into my Dugong here. I don't really have to risk anything. I can just let this go. And we're in a definitely decent spot here. I think we definitely already won this game. One Weather Ball does not KO me. Okay, he throws his move there. I think I also threw my move. I don't have to shield, I can farm down with my G-Fisk afterwards. Or rather take my shield for the G-Fisk. Yep, it KOs me, I can farm you down here. And this is good game. Nothing you can do. And he surrenders here. Good first game. But yeah, as I said, like G-Fisk lead right now is like everywhere. So that was kind of to expect that you're gonna face something like that. Let's try another game. Into the next game. A kind of problem might be actually Venusaur's team, but you still have some play against it. Depends on how you play it. Match him into Surfetched. Good lead. Fighter, which we kind of don't want to see with our backline. And we have a good matchup against it right now. Okay, he goes straight for the Leaf Blade here or something like that, so we don't really have to worry about that. And because he stays in here, it seems that he is double weak to Medicham. Okay, he goes into Azu. I'm gonna throw my Psychic and then go into my Dugong. Dugong is against Azu, should actually win against Azu, especially after a Psychic. No defense drop, which is fine. But Dugong is such a tank, should actually be able to win this. We should be able to get the move up before, exactly, so he gets less damage from the moves from Azumarill, and we're in a good spot. Attack fell. They can get the next attack drop as well before he gets to another move. You could actually argue about shielding the first one, but he only has Hydro Pump and Ice Beam, which is perfect for me. It's actually the best moves that he could have had for me. You can debuff him right away. And now I'm gonna try to farm up a bit extra energy, so if he gets back into Surf Edge or something like that and tries to save the Azumarill, I'm gonna be able to get to a move. Goes into Surf Edge right now. Okay, that's good play. Before I was able to get to another move. I'm gonna shield here. Really good play from my opponent there. Nice Leaf Blade. To undertap. Okay, I get to the Icy Wind here. Kinda close to being dead, but it's fine. He goes for a shield here. I can go into my Medicham. 2, 3, 4. I should still survive that. Yeah, I can't really shield here, I think. I still survive that. It's nice. Now it depends what you have in the back. Surfetch might have... Oh, okay. Mandibuss in the back. This is okay for me because we still have our G-Fisk. But still gonna be a close match now. We have Ice Punch here. Does good damage. Can farm me all the way down. I need 2 Rock Slides to kill you. I should have waited out the switch clock there. I'm definitely not gonna shield anything from you. The Azumarill is way more scary. I actually could try to catch a move soon. Okay, he goes into Azu. Gonna go for my Rock Slide right now. I should put some pressure on him. Let some shield, and I can go into my Dugong. He throws his move right now, which is fine. I'm gonna no shield. Still gonna be a close match. Ice Beam does not KO me, he can farm me down. That's good, bad for me. That's really bad for me. But I get the Icy Wind off before, that's good. And we're gonna double KO here, which is perfect. So I have my shield still, and I can get your Summer Oxides here. It's still gonna be a close match. You definitely can't underestimate Mandibuss. I'm gonna shield here, doesn't really matter. One, 2, 3. Gonna throw here. I think 2 Rock Slides should be enough. Yeah, 2 Rock Slides are definitely enough here, and I definitely get there. Good game. Ooh, really close one. Good play. Well played from my opponent there, but he couldn't come back from that. So actually, it seems like this team is a success, as you can see, which is really cool. 2 players, 2 games played there, and definitely good match there. It seems like it's balanced. Didn't really see any flaws there right now, at least in those 2 matches. Of course, you need some more practice with it, but I think that was a good team that we built there. I hope you kind of got something from how I built it. I think like a lot of people don't really think about using the counters to what you want to counter with your team, with like your weakness with your lead, to put them like in your own another team building tab and see what counters the elite. It's like easier there like that, because then you can select which Pokemon you really want to hard counter, because your lead is hard against it, and you don't like look for Pokemon that counter stuff like Mantine or stuff like that, which you never really see against your lead. So I hope you enjoyed this little video about how I team build. I hope it was kinda okay to watch, and I hope I see you next time.